Welcome everyone to the 30-something podcast.
Yeah.
I am the co-host, the engineer, Josh in real life. And before we get the show rocking, let me grab this little cup. Hold on one second.
Grab the cup.
Yep, here we go. Grab this cup right here.
Oh, it's going to be that kind of party.
This cup.
Red cups
Happy
up.
1 year anniversary to the
Thanks.
30-something podcast.
Cheers,
I
cheers,
can't reach
cheers,
it, Thomas. I
everybody.
can't reach it, Ebony, but shout out to y'all. Let me go ahead and take one little sip real quick.
What
Yeah,
a year.
it's real liquor in here, so it's cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
High quality.
What's in my cup is in my cup.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Hey, and we want to shout out Khalil, who's a part of the 30-something podcast as well. So shout out to you, brother.
What up, bro?
All right. And because we are kind of releasing these podcasts out of sequence, we have to introduce our guest on the show, the lovely Ebony, spelled a little bit differently.
How you spell your name, Ebony?
EBONEY.
Oh, you think you special, huh?
My dad thought I was.
Hey, okay.
Okay. And if anybody hears your thoughts and they just want to either show their appreciation or show their lack of appreciation, how can they contact you?
You can leave your hate mail on my Instagram
Damn.
Oh, you just put it out there already.
Oh, yeah.
Out the gate.
at ESF79. That's at ESF79.
The views expressed by Ebony on this podcast do not reflect the views of the podcasters. Or it does.
Oh, that's
you know.
on
We'll
IG,
see how it
though,
goes.
right? That's on Instagram. That's the handle for that? Or
That's the handle for Instagram.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
can same thing on Twitter. wherever.
Okay. All right. Consistency. We like that.
Dope. Now, again, we would be remiss if we didn't start the show off and just maybe talk about some of the recent tragedies that have happened here in Charlotte, as we are based here in Charlotte. Man, just first thing I just want to say, man, prayers out to everyone that has been impacted by the shooting on the UNCC campus. And man, any thoughts, anything anybody want to add on that one?
It's just a difficult situation. I actually know somebody that was on the campus at the time of the shooting, and from my understanding, the campus is still very reeling from the whole experience. It's kind of a haze on campus. I know a lot of professors have made exams optional for the students because it's been that big of an impact. So and I believe there was another shooting the day after, right across the street at one of the apartment complexes as well. So.
Yeah, I heard that there was something at A&T.
Yes, there was something that happened in North Carolina A&T today.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
we got to keep our head on the swivel out here, man. It's a difficult time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You would think that one of the safest places to be is on the college campus. It's you go there for your education. You don't think that, hey, this is going to be an environment where somebody might be out with a gun shooting people, So, just prayers to everyone.
Yes.
Definitely. Prayers out to everybody, especially involved. Also, just to our listeners, if you were a victim, definitely, seek out counseling, talk to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't keep that, internal energy, that scenario, that situation. Seek help, and definitely be
Because
safe.
that stress,
So,
it'll manifest itself into other ways if you don't get it out in a constructive means. It'll eat away at you. People, they'll dream about it. It'll manifest physically, emotionally, mentally. Because that kind of situation, that's a drastic shock to the system. You can't even, process that. So you got to really get it out in a constructive way. So please seek counseling if you need that.
now, just quick, we'll go against the grain a little bit. Quick question.
Okay.
These type of scenarios, we're not, I guess, it happens. I mean, these scenarios have happened in our past. You're dealing with a college campus with more adults. Has any one of you guys felt, I guess, threatened on campus or possibly, if you don't want to share that you care, you don't.
Other than getting into a fight with another frat.
Yeah,
just for safety reasons.
nah.
What are your views, I guess, on the concealed carry thought, I guess, as being an adult and on campus and in today's climate, in today's world?
I don't like concealed to carry in public places. My dad carries. I don't carry. I mean, there's a shotgun in my house, but I don't carry it like that. And that's only there because my dad feels like it needs to be there. So I don't know about concealed to carry in certain places like that are supposedly, I guess, public places or safe spaces, because that just breeds more of it. And are you going to make the situation worse? Like if somebody open fires in a mall and you do have a gun, what are you really going to do?
Right.
You don't know until you present it with that situation. You could injure more people. You could put more people at harm. You could take the shooter down, but all of these other things could happen that you're not trained to handle.
You know what? It's crazy, right? This is a interesting time, and I don't mean interesting in a good way whatsoever. Is let's just say, for example, and this is a sensitive topic, but let's just say that the people around Nipsey, let's say if they had their guns, you know, could Nipsey still be alive?
I don't know. That situation was weird because that was like point blank. Like Buddy came up right up to Nipsey.
Yeah.
And
Well, from what I read, I'm not sure how accurate it is that the shooter shot him, walked away, came back, shot him again, walked away, came back, shot him a third time. So who's to say that if somebody around him had guns that maybe after the first shooting?
I mean, it's all a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So you can pick certain situations that it would be beneficial that someone had a firearm to de-escalate the situation. There'll be other times where they could escalate it.
So I bring that example up just to say that, hey, somebody, you can protect yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself.
That's what it's supposed to be for. Carrying is supposed to be protect yourself from harm, not to engage into other situations.
So to the point that Ebony just brought up is how can you benefit the situation if you have a gun? And what I'm suggesting, or what I'm not suggesting, but maybe what I'm thinking is if you have a gun, you can at least protect yourself.
That's true.
I'm not against people carrying guns. I think that it's the people that harm people, not the guns that harm people. But where I do find it odd, and we had this situation here in Charlotte, is where the brother had the gun. The police told him to, I guess, drop his weapon, and the cop shot him and killed him.
The one at the Burger King parking lot.
I don't know. I don't know all the story. Yeah. So that's where I find it odd there. But again, I think that is okay
but you
for
find
somebody to have a gun.
You find that it's odd
themselves.
based off of what happened recently, because the individual that performed this hate crime was a different racial.
He was white,
right?
Yeah. He was white, and he was captured alive.
Right. I think it's a couple of different things that play into that. So it's also a different environment. You have to take into consideration the environment too. I'm not saying that it's right or that it's wrong.
Oh, Burger King in a safe place?
No, the Burger King is not a safe
quick,
place.
Ebony, can you just grab the entire mic stand and just bring the entire mic stand closer to you?
We went through this last time. This is it. Okay, that's as close as we getting today.
How do I say this?
You can't hear us, Josh.
I can hear you, but you
gotta
have the mic close to you.
This is close enough.
What do you have against microphones being close to you?
Here we go. You think there's some sort of Freudian thing going on with the mic? Is that what you're trying to say, Josh?
I don't.
Is there? What is it like? It's a microphone. You can speak into the microphone. Is that an issue?
It's not.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, anyway, back to your point.
Engineer problems. But what were you saying?
Thank you. So it's two different environments. So the probability of him being taken alive in a campus that's crowded with kids, like, they don't want to make no mistakes and accidentally shoot somebody else's kid in an already heightened situation. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a different situation. It's more caution. They don't necessarily, well, I don't know, because I'm not a police officer.
So you think
maybe
that
the
same
officer
error
didn't
of
feel
caution
threatened.
is not taken in every situation, right? The officers or the police, they assess whatever environment they're in, and
Yes.
then they use certain caution based on their prejudices
The environment and because everybody's prejudiced. So yeah, I said it there. ESF 79, leave the hate mail.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Everybody's prejudiced, so they go into a situation on a college campus. They may know that there's an active shooter, but they may not feel personally threatened. So usually, from what I understand, the officers have to feel a certain level of threat to their safety or safety of others. I don't
that is
know.
so subjective, though.
It is.
But
It's very
anybody
subjective.
with a firearm in any environment, you have to be in that mode of shoot to kill. That it just seems how they turn the scenario out or how it plays out is that on the racial side, the white man will be captured, the
alive.
black man will be shot and dead. Like
How do you feel about that? Just thinking that I'm going to assume that that's a general consensus that we pretty much agree that the odds are if you're black, you're not going to make it out. If you're white, if the black person does it, they're going to make it out. They're not going to make it out. If the white person does,
let's just go back and name those scenarios.
Yeah.
So like the DC sniper, right? It was African American,
Yeah.
right?
He got killed, right?
Yeah.
The guy from Dallas that
Oh
had
yeah, they
shot the
murked him.
cops.
It was done
They shot the bomb.
They brought a robot in to blow this
up,
dude up.
right?
because they were scared. They didn't want no part. They didn't
All
want
right,
no
so
problems with
these
him.
are the other two examples. So the churches in Charlotte, he was captured, right?
You're not Charlotte, it was,
I'm sorry, Charleston.
Columbia.
Charleston.
Charleston.
Churches in
Definitely.
Charleston.
Yep.
He was captured.
Yep.
In this scenario, he was captured.
He was captured.
Based off racial, I mean, we going.
It is. I think it's racial. So I think it's racial, but I think it's racial. Maybe I look at it a different way and for different reasons. So let me just put it in a different context. If a dude run up on you, a black man, you know you got to defend yourself, right? You know you got to be ready to deal with this nigga, right? And I'm saying nigga because that's how I talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a white dude and he run up on you, you kind of like, listen, man, you don't want
No,
these
no,
problems.
that's
no,
bullshit.
no,
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 no.
No, MMA.
No,
Like,
no.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
MMA has changed that culture. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no.
And I'm not making a joke out of it. I'm just being.
No. Well,
What
well,
people perceive as a threat is different, and
Anybody-
a lot of times threat is based on race and preconceived notions.
So let me say this. If anybody's gonna run up on me, I expect that it's gonna be a black person because I'm black. I hang around more black people. Although I don't live now necessarily in a black neighborhood, in a more I don't maybe a black
Urban
urban neighborhood. But
You're not in an
hold on,
urban
hold on,
neighborhood,
hold
but this is
on,
a
hold on.
black side of
Listen,
town.
Listen, but let me speak on where I come from, right? Where I grew up, I would expect that it would be a black person that would run up on me, not a white person, because I didn't grow up in a neighborhood where white people were around. So I would say that the odds are that if anybody's gonna run up on me, it's gonna be black. And now if a white person runs up on me, I'm probably blasting because I'm just speaking from where I grew up, because I don't know why they even over there to begin with.
This is true.
So,
Like, why are you here?
So it's kind of like that whole conversation with black on black crime and X, Y, and Z. It's like if crimes are going to be committed, there's a greater chance that if somebody's going to rob you, it's going to be somebody that's closer to you, somebody that can get to you. And if they don't live in an environment, like if you don't live around white people, you're not going to expect white people to run up on you.
Yeah, but like to be again the devil's advocate of that scenario. Y'all are familiar with what happened to Bun B, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
When you weren't familiar with the
Bun B-
audience,
yeah, so
somebody ran up in his.
Bun B was at home, and him and his wife, somebody ran up, tried to kick the door in. And,
No, that's not the case. Somebody knocked on or rang the doorbell.
Right.
Bumby's wife opened the door, and there was a
Right.
man drew his firearm and pointed it to Bumby's wife, saying, "Give me the keys to the car. Give me something." And then
He
Bumby
invaded
heard
the
the
house,
altercation that was
Bun B
going on.
ran downstairs with no drawers on, with the shotty. I mean, with the.
I did not
with
hear
his
that part of the
handgun.
story.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got.
man,
I don't know if
I-
No.
I don't know if I need to know that part of the story.
That's just the funny part. Like, that's the funny part.
I don't need to
Like,
imagine Bumby with no.
I'm not imagining nothing. I'm just telling what he
You
said
just
he
put
did.
it out there. Now it's in the head.
Hey yo, so like, what if Bumby was like at the top of the stairs, right, and just swinging, right? Just got
That's what I'm thinking now. That's what Tone put out there. Bumby swinging.
No, but he said on the
Firing,
Breakfast
right?
Club. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. Bun B was on there. He said, and the crazy story is that in the detailed statement, The boy said that he seen Bun B with no underwear on shooting at him, and Bun B hit him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I believe Bun B said that he come to his door, regardless of whoever it is, with his handgun in his hand.
Wow.
Period. So to be the
They live
devil's
different
advocate,
down
what
in
Josh
Texas.
said.
They do it different in
No,
Texas.
no. But what Josh said is that if a black man runs up on you and a white man runs up on you, if anybody run up on me in any awkward situation that's not safe, regardless, I'm gonna handle it
Yep.
as that's a threat. Like
Yeah,
there's no.
I agree with you. I hope that the way that I stated my point doesn't seem like it conflicts with yours. I agree with you. What I'm just saying is that the odds are that it's going to be a black person that's going to run up on me if I live in a predominantly black neighborhood. That's just my thought process.
And that's true. But what I was saying is that do you take it as serious as a threat? Like, let's say you out and you at a bar and you having drinks. You in a neutral environment. It's not a black environment. It's not a white environment.
We
Mixed
watching the door.
environment.
Hell yeah.
What's the exits?
Hell yeah.
That's true.
Always.
How to get
But like,
out.
so
Hell yeah.
you get into a confrontation and you got a drunk brother. Do you take it more serious as a threat than a drunk white boy?
It's a threat at
It's a
that
threat.
time.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
asking you,
threat.
do you take the threat more serious based on the race of the person?
No,
No,
in
no.
that
Threat
scenario,
period.
No,
No.
in that scenario that you just painted in a bar with glass
Yep.
and other people, regardless of race,
Yep.
that situation is dangerous. So I'm taking that situation serious.
Hey, and take it one step further. If I'm in an environment I don't feel safe, I'm getting out of there. Like,
That's true.
I'm not like you said. I'm looking at the exits. I'm looking at the crowd. Back in college, right? Somebody start fighting, everybody want to go see the fight. And what happens? Somebody start blasting. It just take maybe one time where you see people getting laid out to where you're like, hey, if people are fighting, let me get up out of here. So no, like if I feel uncomfortable, I'm getting up out of there. And I think most brothers should have that mentality to like, hey,
even
you
if
don't
it's
need
like,
to stick around to
even
see
if
this
it's
fight.
active shooter or not, like you should know everything that's happening in the room when you
But
walk
you
in the room.
said a word. You said if I feel uncomfortable. So
Yep.
what I'm trying to get to is at what point do you think it would be different the point you begin to feel
It's not based on
uncomfortable?
race. It's not based on race.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Now, listen. Let me tell you this. It's something that this really bothers me. Is that, and I really think it's through the media. Is that people are programmed to fear their own. Like, and when I mean,
don't fear
and
my
no,
own.
and what I mean fear their own, specifically black people, because the thing is like. So let me give you a story. I was on the train yesterday evening, right? And if you ride the train in the morning, it's a little different crowd
Than the train
you
at
ride
night.
the train at
At
night,
night.
right? So I was riding the train at night, and it was a group of younger black kids. They had there was some black girls. They had like what's the shower cap and stuff on. Look, I'm so far removed.
do-rags?
No, it was
The bonnet.
it was
It's a
the
bonnet.
bonnet. Okay, it's the
It's a
bonnet.
bonnet,
Look,
Josh.
Okay.
I've been out the hood for a little bit
Is
too
that the
long.
wave in 2019?
No,
You wear
no,
a
no,
bonnet
listen,
outside?
listen,
He had the big
listen.
worm bonnet on.
Okay, hold on, listen. No, it was a group. It was a group of girls. They were like
girls.
they were loud. I think some of the people who were there, who were on the train, maybe leaving work, they were looking at them. They were looking back, like kind of like what you looking at. And you know what? I thought for a second, I was like, you know what? They remind me of some of my cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like
Straight up.
they
Straight up.
remind me
Straight up.
of some of my family.
family, yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'm no better than them. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
So the one thing is like it bothers me when we put a label, maybe because people don't know better, they don't do better, or X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying that that's the case at all, but I would not fear my own. I would
No,
not fear my
I'm
own.
not gonna, and that's the thing. You don't fear your own. So
Yeah.
you're getting right to my point.
Yeah.
When a white person has an altercation with another white person, they have less fear.
Gotcha.
Like if you go to countries, like you go to anywhere, like in the Netherlands, New Zealand, they have hardly any prison population because the population is predominantly white. They don't want to do it to themselves.
Hold on,
They don't want to do
Hold
it
on.
to themselves.
See, like I'm Mr. International, so I done been to some places, right? It's different rules in different countries for accountability.
Yep.
So it's very intriguing that what you say, like, culturally, how they might not do certain things, but the consequences behind what'll happen to you if you do is on a whole nother
It is,
magnitude.
but
how
I'm
we
not
handle that.
speaking. That's predominantly true in a lot of brown countries. When you're in like the brown part of Africa and Asia, I'm talking about where the culture
Still
is
some in
99
Asia.
point.
Still some
It's
in
some in
Asia.
Asia, but I'm talking
You gonna
about
lose
where
your
it's
hand.
like
They gonna cut that off.
99.9999% white. I'm talking like
Could
Belgium,
you,
the
could
Netherlands.
you imagine being 21 years old and your right hand or whatever you stole is cut off?
Yep. Hey,
At the end of the day, nobody's stealing because guess what? Now you are handicapped.
It's accountability, but what I'm saying is that people identify with people who look like them.
yep.
And so when you get there, if you are a white cop and it's a white kid and you have a son, you can't tell me there's not a piece of you that has a certain amount of compassion and sympathy
No, I
in
agree.
that situation.
We agree.
Whereas
We agree.
when you see somebody black, you see a criminal, you don't have any. They don't resonate with you as a person. They resonate with you
Yep.
as a suspect.
Yep.
Facts.
No,
That's
this is
what I
facts.
mean.
This is facts. This is facts. And just to put a bow on it, black man, protect yourself at all times. Like, be extra careful. And if you're gonna commit crimes, just understand that, hey,
Are you out here advocating to commit crimes right now? Is that how you? That's how you putting up all
If you
this?
gonna commit crimes?
well, let's be real. It's easier to fall in. It's easier to fall into a situation. Think
Oh, I
about
get
this.
that. I
Yeah,
get
so that's so when I say crime, I mean I'm just looking at it like
Doing what you have to do.
doing
to
what you
provide
got to
for your
do to
family.
provide for your
Right.
family.
Right, that's
and hey, it's easier to fall. It's easy to fall into trouble. So that's all I'm saying.
All right.
All right, it's hard to pivot from that conversation.
But we shall pivot.
We shall pivot. Let's talk about being unmarried post 30. And like how do you view it?
Everybody
And-
hold their hand up. Who got a ring on their finger? Everybody hold their hand up. Anybody? Nobody?
all right, okay.
Okay.
And then
Nobody
and then,
married. Okay.
And then how do you view it? And then how do you think like other people view it? Like view you or view others being unmarried?
So I'm gonna sit back since I'm the spinster in the room, the old unmarried woman, and I was.
I'm about to, all right, look.
No, no,
It's cool. You're not, because I'm about to set the table where you about to engage. So, it's two different types of scenarios based off of this topic, right?
Okay.
So, everybody is 30 plus right here on this panel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Watch yourself, Josh. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
so,
Some of us are over 30, but that's not the point.
so
we all over 30.
it's 30 something.
We all over 30.
So when it comes to the married, on how long you've been married couple, that's one entity. And then you got the newlyweds who waited and they're our age and they got that like gaze of just everything is honeymoon phase, right? Like it's great, it is what it is, right? I believe that waiting later to get married because you pretty much have seen the world, done a lot of whatever you wanted to do. Financially, you might have an idea where you want to go once you have a joint type relationship. This is me talking of my personal thought, like on how I see stuff. I can segue or make different changes and choices of my life based on being married later versus me being 21 because it just didn't seem fit for me. Now, the other flip side is I have mature friends that were married in the early 20s, and now they traveling. They got 13, 14-year-olds where they could watch themselves.
Yeah.
They could be babysitter. They ain't got to worry about grandma or auntie or whoever. And they really living their life, but I've lived that life earlier. So it's a balance of
Yeah.
you just choose one.
And can I add to that as far as like waiting? Is I think that an issue that someone can have is you can get set like in your ways a little bit.
Yeah.
And I do think that when you even simplify it, even like when you date, like and what I mean by dating, I mean you taking someone serious. Like you do move a little bit differently than when you're not taking someone seriously. So I can only imagine that being married where you got like a mortgage, you got some cars, it's more than just
got
this.
real
You got
responsibilities.
real responsibilities.
Period.
I think that it may be even. I think it could be more of a challenge, just being set in your ways. Like for me, right? I move a certain way. Like I like to travel when I want to travel. I like to do certain things, and I just wonder, hey, that might look a little bit different. Like I'm aware, like, hey, I might not be able to move the same way if I'm married. But then on the flip side to that, I know a lot of people who got married in their 20s, and then by the time they were like 28, 29, 30, they got
ain't married
divorced.
no more. They ain't married no more.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's cool.
Fuck that shit. I'm on some new shit.
Yeah.
I'm not living my life. I'm not completely being flourished. Like
Yeah.
I'm not. So
Yep.
I could definitely reciprocate, Josh, what you're talking about, like moving a certain way and then
Yeah.
getting stuck in your ways.
Yeah.
When you get like, kind of knee deep in your 30s, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to share your life with somebody when you've been moving a certain way, all your life, and then
Yeah.
you got to compromise with somebody and say, okay,
hold on. What you mean, Tom's? Are you saying that like if you coming in with a bag, you leaving with a bag? You talking that prenup shit?
I'm not
Like,
talking prenup. I'm just talking
'Cause
about
that's
how
how
you
you-
move that. I'm not talking about finances.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about just normal movement. Go where I want to
Okay,
go, do what I want to do.
And Thompson, there was a long time ago.
Long.
Long time ago. I was dating someone, and she actually told me, she was like, "You move like you're single, like you move around like you're single."
Why is that? Why is that labeled as being moving a certain way as being single?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just.
What does that mean?
I didn't know. I mean, we didn't.
Well, I gotta call in and check in with somebody.
Hey,
I noticed you haven't called anybody in like an hour. You
I'm
don't have
not-
to check in with somebody.
yeah,
You don't have to
I'm
let
Text
anybody
me
know
when
where
you
you
got
at.
home.
Hey, but yeah. So.
It's kind of late. I mean, don't you gotta be home?
But no, Thompson. No, but back to your point.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna go somewhere with it.
No.
But
Tom's
yeah,
would be like, yo, Uber outside.
I mean it is though. But nah. Well, just to take a step back, like how people view you when you're not married in your 30s,
Yeah.
they start saying, "So what's going on? Like, why are you single? Is there something wrong? Is there somebody? No, you don't like anybody? What's going on? Like, you're 30s.
Hey,
Like, we're
why
all
you so
stuck in that
quiet?
construct of like, by 30, you gotta be married. You gotta be in a partnership
We
with
got
somebody.
a guest on the 30-something podcast as quiet as a church mouse right
Man,
now.
she
Why you so
real quiet. I've never heard her this.
I know she's
quiet.
brewing. I've seen it on
Hey,
Saturday.
yeah.
She
Say
cooking.
what you gonna say.
Come on,
She is
come
cooking.
on, E.
So
Here we go.
let's get to it. When you pick a partner, it is important to pick a partner, not to pick a romantic interest, not to pick somebody who is going to make you a whole person. You should be a whole person, and you should pick a partner, and you guys should come together. Your mate should literally be your best friend. And you guys should be so in sync that you don't have to move different, because you guys should be moving together in the same direction.
I got a question.
Now, there are a different set of expectations when you are dating and when you are married, but you don't get somebody new when you get married. You set a precedence and you say, hey, this is what I need to function in this relationship, in this partnership, for it to be successful. And so you should already be doing those things before you get married. So marriage should flow naturally. Marriage is just a ceremony. You should already be like a simian being. You should be as one. Now,
If that's
you
the
rush
case,
into
then
marriage,
what's the marriage gonna do for you anyway if you're
them
already
taxes.
moving?
Them
Okay.
taxes.
No,
Them
okay.
taxes.
So that's a
Them
financial
taxes. That's
decision.
it's a financial decision.
And can we
And spiritual.
Can we back up real quick? Nobody should be brother. I'm gonna speak on behalf of men. No man should be looking for a woman, a job, a hobby. Like, you shouldn't be looking for anything to make you whole. You should be
Yeah,
whole
like that.
in yourself.
That's what I was about to say.
And
Thank you,
yourself.
Josh.
Yeah.
So we don't advocate for any man looking for his better half.
I hate every
yeah,
time I
yeah.
hear that, I cringe. It's
Hey,
like
hey,
your
yo,
better half. They
yo,
complete me.
Yo, flat out.
That's
flat
them
out.
corny, cheesy, romantic
Yep.
movies, though.
So
that's
so
just,
so
you know, that
that's
ain't real.
just that just being said, any brother that watches, we not with that. We don't advocate for brothers looking for their better half. You be your 100%.
I was lost. until I met you.
So
Then
I
I'm
do
fine.
Who I
think.
was, you just got to catch up. That's
No,
what I'm
see,
on.
oh
Like,
goodness gracious.
that's what I'm on.
So I think two people should 100% come together and they should go further together. But everybody needs to be in sync. It's all about being in sync. If you are not in sync, the marriage is not going to work. I don't care how much this person compromised or that person compromised.
you say, like,
Relationship,
should-
I call it
partnership,
the
marriage is
30%
not going to
rule,
work.
though. It's just a 30% rule.
Now, should you be with somebody that's exactly like you?
Not exactly like you, but you got to have the 3 F's. So
What's the
I believe
three
in the
Fs?
3 F's. You have to agree about finance, faith, and family. Let me explain those 3.
All right.
Because I don't mean you guys having the same type of finances. I mean, what's your relationship? Have you read a Dave Ramsey book? Do you want to save money? Are you working towards certain goals? Like, what's your relationship with money? Do you know how to be happy if you don't have money or you lose your job? Do you know how to function? Does money define you as a person? Because there are some people who cannot function without money. Like, they feel like without
Those
having
part of
money.
love languages we was talking about. But
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
So when it comes to faith, what do you agree about faith-wise? Because if we're going to be together, be in a home together, possibly rear children together, we need to be on one accord about the spirit of calm in our house and how we're going to persevere through things and what we believe internally.
Can I interrupt you real quick on faith?
No.
All right, I'm gonna interrupt.
I'll
you.
let y'all go for like 10 minutes.
No.
Let me just get the last
okay,
F.
Okay,
Let her get to that
get
last
the
F.
last
F.
F. I'm gonna say my piece, and then I want you to go back in it.
Okay. And then also, you have to be on one accord about family. Family is so important. This is the thing that I see people skip a lot. Like, you need to understand somebody's background and where they come from and how they were raised, because it impacts the way that they react to things, how they interact with things. And this is going to become your family as well if you two join. So you really need to make sure that you guys agree about family and relationships. Like, I'm very close with my family. I have dinner with my dad every Sunday after church. I'm always going to go see my grandmother. So I don't want to be with somebody who's going to be like, why are you always over there? So they need to have a close family relationship too, and you're going to let me finish this.
Oh yeah, go ahead and finish.
Okay.
Ebony's gonna cut you.
Oh, hey,
I will.
Hey, I could cut her mic. But anyway,
Oh, okay.
anyway, go.
But no, that's super important, because I don't want my father going to a nursing home when he gets old. So I need to be with a man who understands that. So if his parents have to come and live, my parents have to come and live, I want somebody who's okay with that. I don't want somebody that's going to be like, you guys take your daddy to the home. He can't the fuck be in here.
I really think that's a cultural thing, though. Like, I just really.
But they got to come to the understanding before y'all join.
Because some
Yeah.
houses just.
You need to be
culturally,
working
like,
all of that out
Before
you
you
even
say I do's.
Yeah, I do. Before
So,
you even
yeah.
lay down with somebody, especially unprotected.
hold on.
Especially
Okay.
unprotected.
Yeah.
raw.
Hey, hold on real
Raw.
quick. Hey, before before this conversation go all the way, let's take it back to the 3 F's, right?
Yeah.
Finances, family, and faith, right?
Yeah.
Something that, to me, and I'm only gonna speak for myself, your family, the priority in your family is your nuclear family, to me. And so if you marry somebody, if you have kids, I don't know, I don't care if you're raising kids, whatever, that's your primary. So for me, I can understand a brother saying you need to worry a little bit less about cousin Jimmy, then, you know, and make sure that you're taking care of home first. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. And let me speak on this about faith real quick. And this might be a little bit controversial. I don't care. The man should be like the pastor of his home.
Absolutely.
So
if you can't pray for me and with me
Yeah.
and lead our home, my nigga, you can stay
So-
over there.
So and that supersedes, and when I speak on what a man's place is, I'm talking about a man that's like taking care of his business. I'm not talking about just everybody out there. But if if a man has a wife and wife is talking about my pastor said X, Y, and Z, and that's superseding what the husband said,
He's like, nah,
brother, you got some problems. You know what I'm saying?
Because you should be the head of your household, and you should be leading
Gotcha.
the
I
spiritual
was about to
relationship
say-
for your home.
So
oh yeah,
we
here.
on the same. All right,
We here.
all right.
So the whole construct, because I know as you know the years go by. Let me get this out right quick. Let me get it right quick. The whole construct in 2019 and moving forward about the whole man is supposed to protect and provide. Like I've seen that whole construct be challenged
Me
as
too.
times go on. So how does that, and especially with women empowerment and women being the more
Y'all
being
got
more
a
forceful
holiday,
in their
recently.
relationship,
Like, that's
how does that coincide with the
How'd you feel? Did you
with
celebrate?
the man's,
I did.
That's dope.
like, do those ideals conflict between empowering women yet letting the man be the pastor or the head of the house and being the provider and the protector? Like, do
Okay.
those roles
I
and
got
those
it.
constructs collide?
They do. And so I did celebrate International Women's Day. I went to a wonderful panel called A Lady Disruptors. Most of the women were married and married to men who have careers that are equal or rival to theirs. So I think it's possible to be a woman and have a career and be independent and also be a wife. I think it's possible. But I think you as a woman have to want to do that, and you have to be willing to do the things that it takes to balance that.
Please say that one more time. You got to be a woman that's willing to do that and do what it takes to balance that.
It
so
is.
So under that line that you just said,
Okay.
man, hold on. Hey, say that. She said,
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah. Ooh. Somebody
Being
need to hear
an
this.
independent and empowered woman does not mean that you do not need a man.
Now,
The doors
we
of the
need
church
to
are open.
ad-lib with, hey, listen, look, Josh, as the
I'll turn my
engineer,
mic
I need
off. My mic is off right now.
I need one of those. Like,
Listen,
can you put that in?
you
We're gonna
can.
work on it.
So listen. So listen, I'm gonna get so much hate mail. Ladies, bear with me. So the reason I am saying that is because everybody wants and needs a partner. Okay? I'm not just talking about a man. I need a partner. I don't need a man for the things that are trivial. Like I need a man to wash the car and take out the trash and provide. Those things are great, but I need a partner. I need somebody I can discuss things with. I need somebody I can grow with. I need somebody I can build with. I need somebody who's going to help me strengthen my prayer life, help my fat ass work out a little bit more. I need somebody who's going to help me be a better me, but also give me a sense of safety and security.
You know
So
how to
you're
change your
saying,
own
like-
brakes? You gotta change your own brakes?
I do know how to change my own brakes. If you go to my Instagram, you can see me changing
That's
my
dope.
fucking brakes.
So she don't need no man for that.
I had to explain to this dude,
She
Lord
handy
Jesus.
Hold on,
I was-
real quick. But if a brother did try to change the brakes, are you gonna allow him to change the brakes?
Absolutely. Let me get you some tools out the closet. Would you like a cold lemonade? Like, what can I do for
We're gonna
you?
talk about lemonade.
so just to take a step back, you're saying it's essential for the human condition to need partnership.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
So without partnership, you're saying that the human experience is incomplete or
Well,
unfulfilling,
it's not incomplete. My life is very complete. My life is lit. I'm single and I'm popping. And I'm
Fellas,
happy.
don't be sending them crazy pics in her DM.
Yeah.
My DMs are always dry, but that's another story. We'll say that
I
for
doubt
another
that. I
episode.
doubt that.
No,
We-
always.
We'll talk about that later.
So I'm a complete person. Like I'm a complete person. If God strike me down tomorrow, I have lived a good life and I don't feel less than because I don't have a husband or I don't have a partner. Would I like to have a partner? Yes, I would like to have a partner. I love my homegirls, but I don't want to take no more goddamn trips with them. It's some places I want to go that I don't want to go with my homegirls.
Homegirls, yeah.
It's some things that I want to accomplish that I don't want to do by myself. Like my dad is a bigger man. I need a man that's gonna be able to help me lift him when he's at the house with Alzheimer's. Like, I need help. And there are certain things that a man needs a woman for, just like there are certain things that a woman needs a man for. And sometimes you can have those men in your life, and it's not always a romantic relationship. Sometimes you have male friends in your life that do kind of fill certain voids for you that you can bounce things off of and talk to, but it's not the same as having your own partner.
Ebony, can we segue into a video that you had us watch? And,
this video.
And I'm going to.
She had us do some homework.
Yeah.
This video.
Ebony. So Ebony's a guest on the show, but she did have us do some homework, and I'm gonna post the link to the video. So we are responding to a video from a channel. Do you know the lady's channel?
I think it's Yes Julesy or Ask Julesy. All the chicks who watch
put
this
it in
probably
the
know who
description.
she is.
Okay.
Yeah, you
That's
put it in
the
the
next one.
description.
Yeah, but I watched it. It was, and I want you to maybe first we'll start this off by if you could just give a rundown of the video, and then I'm gonna share my response, and then I would like to hear your response.
Okay, so
You ain't cutting me out.
this it's a YouTuber, Instagrammer. She's really popular, and she does reviews, and she does this thing
influencer.
getting ready with Julesy. And so she's getting ready, she's putting her makeup on, she's putting her wig on, and then she talks
I'm
about
so
things.
sorry, Ebony, but what the fuck is an influencer?
Someone who influences.
But go ahead. Ebony.
Please
Go
continue.
ahead, please.
It is someone who gets paid because they can influence people to do things, purchase things, think
That's
things.
messed up. That's scary.
I
There's
mean,
a
it's-
lot of them out there.
That's scary.
There's a lot of them, but
what?
a lot of people are influencers. Motivational speaker, that's an influencer.
Right, pastor.
Pastor, influencer. CEO
Athletes.
of a company, influencer.
Athletes,
Athletes,
rappers.
rappers. Like, so it's really not dangerous. Like,
Anybody who's famous that has a following.
let them get
That's-
paid. Let them get their
That's
bag.
dangerous.
It's dangerous. But anyway,
Anyhow, so she's putting on her wig, she's getting ready, and she starts to talk about
And things go left.
No, so she starts to talk about how her thoughts on the social construct of a marriage and how she doesn't feel that most of the time, she didn't say all of the time, you got to really watch it, and the devil is in the details. that most of the time,
just
most of the time, marriage is not beneficial for African American women. And she explains that the reason it's not beneficial is because the world has been unkind to black men and has not set them up to be able to provide the same things that a white man may be able to provide for his wife. But she's saying no matter what the situation is, that patriarchy still exists. So the only difference between a woman being oppressed in a marriage with a white man is that it comes with generational wealth in a lake house, is what she says. Whereas a sister might be just putting up with a brother to put up with a brother. So she's saying the whole purpose of marriage is to, have children, create generational wealth, and pass it down. And sometimes when we marry each other, we're not always able to do it. She didn't say every time. She just said we're not always able to do it. So I just want to say that one of my friends who is happily married sent me the video, and her husband are
I mean, is
amazing.
she happy if she sent you that video?
No, absolutely, she's happy. They are
I mean, what's
they
she
are a
searching
wonderful
for?
couple.
How did she land on that video?
No, she just sent it to me because she always sends. She's got a very open thought process, so she always sends me interesting things. And she was saying that she was more worried about a partner than a husband, and that's the. People get so lost in this other crazy shit that she's saying, because some of it is a little crazy.
Oh, yeah,
that
we
they
gonna
miss-
address that.
That
We
they
gonna
miss.
address
My grandma always say you gotta take the meat and leave the bones.
Oh no, I
She
want
talks
all.
about.
I want all of it.
She talks about wanting a partner. So in the video, she talks about, listen, I'm actually looking for a partner, somebody I can grow with, somebody who's going to be a good father for kids. Like, I'm not necessarily so much worried about this financial come up that sometimes people associate with marriage. And typically, in general, and I can say this because I have a mixed bag of friends, that typically white women marry at a level will marry a man that can either take care of them in the same way that their parents have taken care of them, or can take care of them better. So they kind of have like a trajectory, if you will. They leave their parents They go to college, they go to the sorority house. They leave the sorority house and they go to their husband's house. So they kind of like have always had a certain level of care in their lives. They go straight from their parents taking care of them to a husband taking care of them.
All right.
Black women don't have that a lot of times.
Hold on. So let me tell you. I took something different from that video. And first, the first thing I want to say, because people, they only hear what they want to hear. So let me start off by saying I don't think that she has a bad viewpoint. Like, I'm not here to say that she's wrong. And I think there's a lot of women that feel that same way. And if that's how they feel, then if that works for them, then go ahead. Like, I'm not saying right or wrong. What I will say is yeah, thank you. What I will say is, when I hear women speak like that, those are the women I don't want anything to do with. Like, literally, when she was talking about black men, she said niggas, and like the way that she said it, it kind of came off wrong. Like,
niggas,
yeah.
y'all
No,
niggas.
hold on, real quick.
Don't let the
Hold on.
message distort the delivery.
Yeah,
man.
hold on.
That's some
So,
shit.
No,
but,
don't let
no.
the delivery distort the message.
So,
Okay.
but the reason.
I got you.
Got you. The reason why that kind of hit me was she was already speaking down on black men in that segment. Now, she later went on to say that black men are good fathers, which I definitely agree with.
Based off what
She
we
did not say all black
No,
men.
no. She said niggas.
She said niggas.
She said niggas. So she didn't differentiate between black men and niggas.
Oh, so let me fix this for you as a woman. When we are talking about men and we are talking about niggas, we are not talking about you good, strong brothers out here. We talking about your trifling ass
Gotcha.
homeboys.
Okay. But okay, listen. But in this context, she didn't differentiate between black men and niggas. She
But
said
her audience
she
is
dated
women.
niggas.
So her audience is women. So we
she
know
dated
that.
niggas. No, but and I'm not, and I don't take offense because I use the word nigga. I'm not taking offense to that. But the way that she said it, like, we all know you could say nigga and it come across differently. Like,
said it with her chest.
No, like flat out. I could be like, yo, Tone is my nigga, and I could be like nigga. Ain't no, like, those are two totally different ways. So hold on. Okay, let me finish. The way that she said that was just like, hey, you know what? I don't know how much she even appreciates like brothers. You know what I'm saying? So flat out. So, and I'm not saying that she does or she doesn't, but I don't know. So when I hear her speak like that, I stay clear. And then the second thing is how she was talking about having multiple partners, which I'm not against it because I think that happens, but brothers just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that happens, but I can't imagine a brother knowingly knowing that a woman is dating other men and taking her serious. Like, it's not gonna happen. Now, a brother will deal with another woman. A brother will deal, and when I mean deal, we know what that means with another woman if she's dating other guys.
Well, I mean,
but
it is.
hold on, but listen. But he's not gonna go take her to he gonna take her home.
It is kind of naive to think that if you're dealing with a woman that she's not dealing with other suitors.
Listen.
Thank you, because you just jumped on the team.
Hold on. Look.
Just as a woman would be
no.
Naive to think that a man
Thompson.
is just dating her.
Thompson, listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're courting somebody, if you're dating, you should expect that they're dating other guys too.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, we're gonna be somewhat exclusive, like if you want to be a woman that I take to meet my family, there's not gonna be another guy. You're not gonna know. I'm not gonna know. You're not gonna tell me that, hey, I'm dating other guys and I'm gonna take you home. You're not going back to Cleveland with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go down to Columbia, we can go down to anywhere. Yeah. We can go hang out, but I'm not gonna take you serious. Now, that's not to say that she's not lying to me and she got Johnny on the side. Now, that's different. But what I'm saying is she's not gonna knowingly, she's not gonna say, hey, I want to be with you. I want to meet your people. I want you to take me seriously. Dating. I want you to take me seriously, exclusive.
See,
and when she was talking about in that video, she was talking about having multiple partners. And I'm saying is I don't know there are brothers out there, so they do exist. But I don't know of any brother, and I bet not have a brother. I'm looking at the camera. I bet not have a brother come and talk about my girl. I better not have a brother introduce me to a woman and say that this woman is dating other men too. It's like, yo, come on now. So that's why I was like, you know what?
I was gonna bring this
like,
up.
She's single.
Hold up, I was gonna bring this up on the podcast. Like I met this girl a long time ago.
Long time ago.
She's in an open marriage.
Okay.
Like I met her and we were talking and we were vibing. And it's like, before we go closer, like
Shout out to
before
Hot
we
Hot
move
Davis.
any further, she was like, just so you know, I'm married, but I can have boyfriends and do other things. And I was like,
She's swinging.
it sounds like she's a swinger.
From the chandelier, dog. From the
And
chandelier.
then I was like, I've never met one before. And I was like, yo.
There are a lot of people who live their lives like that. They just live it in private. They don't talk about it. They're your
Yes.
friends. You know them. You think they're happily married couples. He doing what he doing. She doing what she doing. People, you got to find somebody that works for you and that their boundaries and morals work for you. And that's who you should be with. You shouldn't be with somebody like Josh who is not with it. You should be with somebody who's with it.
And like it threw me off. I had so many questions. Like, so how does this work? Like, do we go out? It's like, yeah, we go out. We have fun. You'll never meet my kids.
So listen.
You'll never meet my family.
Okay.
You'll never meet anybody close to me. But we could have a good
See,
time.
so
That's
so
how-
we're
He was
saying
he was
the
gonna
same
be a
thing.
bust down.
That's what it would sound like.
And that's exactly, and that's all that she could be with me. That's all she could be with me. She's talking about other people. It's cool, like, because you do got to expect that she dating other people. But come on now.
See,
But
that
I have
sounds
a question. I have a question.
Yes.
Was this, and look, look, I'm asking this question, and I know in today's climate, like, everybody's
I
sensitive.
bet I know what you're going to ask, too. I bet you I know what you're going to ask.
Okay, I'm not, please.
We can say it at the same time?
Don't make me ask.
She
Was he?
black.
And was he?
I don't know. She ain't talk about him like much. She ain't
Okay.
tell me his race or anything like that.
So we don't know.
But based on her personality, I can't even make that assumption.
So
I
we don't
can't
know.
even
We don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know black couples that do it. I know black couples that do it.
Yep.
I know black couples
Oh,
that
sure,
do it. It's
absolutely.
it's not a black woman married to a white man married to a black woman type of situation.
yeah.
It's just this is what we into and this is what we agree to.
Yeah.
So they go into it. So you made a good point. You said when we become exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to have the discussion about what does exclusivity mean
Yeah.
to you. A
And
lot of
maybe
people
not-
don't be having discussions. They just be jumping into relationships.
And not
like
just in
Randy
this-
Savage.
Yeah.
And not just necessarily exclusivity, but an understanding
Yeah.
About-
of what we're doing.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
What is
My
it?
thing is
Yeah.
timing is everything, right? So like, you can't off the gate like just say, hey, what are your expectations unless you are a mature dater and you've been around, the playground a little bit.
At this age,
Right?
30 something, this is
you-
the age.
So you have to set them expectations, right? Based off, our age group.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, my thing is that I'm not going to honestly invest my time into someone who is all like just blatant out here like, yeah, we're
'Cause-
just friends. We
kicking it.
it's some kind of etiquette that you have in the unwritten rules of dating that
What are the unwritten rules?
That's the
of
problem. The
dating?
What's
rules
the
aren't
unwritten
written. You
rules?
need to
Rules
be
that unwritten.
communicating.
this I'm gonna tell you what the unwritten rules are.
Oh, Jesus.
For one, the energy, right? You have a good vibe, good energy. and the
Ebony's not hearing none
consistency,
of this shit. She's like, well, let me hear these bullshit ass rules.
Man, Ebony too cool right now, but it's cool.
And she's drinking water.
What's in her cup is in her cup. Let her live.
It's cool. But no, it's
But
a
it is
lot
water.
of it's a lot of unwritten rules and just misconceptions on the dating aspect of the first beginning part of when you meet somebody.
Black
So-
people don't date, so let's start with that.
So when
no,
we go
no,
out, we
no,
just go
no,
together.
No.
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
based on
okay.
your
No,
understanding of
no,
what dating is.
No, so listen,
black
What,
people
so
date.
dating is what, the understanding of a potential
No.
partnership, or what is it?
I disagree with that one.
Here's why I disagree.
Oh,
I got a
wow.
bunch of white
Rub
friends.
hands like
I got-
Birdman?
yeah, I got
charged up.
on the water. I got a
Off that
and
water.
Josh knows this. Josh, I got a bunch of white friends. Okay, bunch of white friends, and dating is a more casual thing to them. It's different from us. Like, I know a guy, you know him too. And
What's his name?
no, not
We ain't
doing
saying
that.
no names.
But
Hey, look, man,
like,
what's his name?
No, so like he'll, meet a chick, go out with her a couple of times. He might on a Thursday night catch a Tinder bust down, and then he might still see that same girl on Thursday until they agree that they are like mutually exclusive.
So-
everybody is free to move
think about
around
how-
the
think-
way they move
yeah,
around, as long
think
as they're
about how
not being
deep that is.
disrespectful.
Think about how deep that is, right? So my point in that, right? Think about the African American
Culture.
dating culture process.
It's not
right?
there. It's not like that.
Think about the white American process.
Oh,
Think about institutionalized
I disagree.
and literally.
Hey, man.
Back in slave times,
No, man.
being in a
here we go.
relationship, you couldn't talk about it. Like,
Yeah,
just
you had to hide it.
married, you had to hide
Hold
it.
on. Hey, yo.
So to do it. So that is based
It
off
is.
of, that's embedded in our gene, like that's embedded in us.
I'm,
Hey.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not
Hey,
arguing
I
with
got
you.
it. I
there.
got it.
So I
No.
understand what you were saying based off of
No,
like.
I disagree.
Yeah, let's just-
I disagree. I date, and I'm gonna tell you.
So what's dated? There's
dating.
talking.
Yeah, no,
there's
date.
dating.
No, date. Like actually going out on a date, like
Yeah.
going somewhere, like whether it's to like the movies or to a game or like anything can be a date. Like you can meet someone, you can say, hey, you want to go do X, Y, and Z, like date and get to know someone. And you can date people that you're exclusive with. You can date people who you're not exclusive with.
Are you
Now-
fucking though?
No, hold on. Now, back to your point.
the rip.
Back. No, hold on.
This is where it gets interesting.
Hold on. Real quick. I'm not going to answer that question, but I want to get back. But I want to get back to what you were saying. You were saying somebody that has access to women that'll give it up. Hey, that's the way that he likes it set up. That brother don't date. I don't. Hey, that's how he has.
No,
it going
actually,
on.
he's a relationship type of guy. But until he gets into a relationship,
Hey, yep.
he's gonna
So-
enjoy
so-
being free
so-
and meeting people because he's like,
And there's
how do
nothing
I
wrong with
meet
it.
the girl
Yep.
of my dreams if I don't? You gotta kiss a few frogs to get a princess.
Hey, look,
There you go.
hey,
Yep.
look. There are multiple right ways. You know what I'm saying? So if
There's
that's
no one
working,
way to skin a
yeah,
cat.
yeah. So if that's working for him, but I would say that he's not a good example because I think like dating even extends into marriage. I would be upset if someone said, "Hey, you get married in like 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, 9 years." And you don't date your wife, like you know what I'm saying? Like I would
So,
say,
but
you
this
still
is
date.
semantics. The word dating, like this is why you have to
Going-
define things.
okay,
when you
date.
meet
Okay,
somebody.
She's referring to her F's though earlier. The family, friends.
So
Yeah.
dating is, hey, two people you get together, you go on an outing, right? You hang out, you spend time together. Dating exclusively means that, hey, dating exclusively means you're not gonna date other people and you ain't fucking
He is
no other
speaking
body.
all these unwritten rules though, like
And who knows them? We
You-
go into
you have a
relationships and we
conversation.
assume
No, you have a no. Actually, brothers, you wait
Brothers
until the
don't be
woman.
having no conversations.
No. You wait until the
These
woman.
niggas
No, no,
don't be having
no.
no conversations.
hell.
As we shouldn't. No, listen.
I said what I said.
Men and men shouldn't because
Oh, so you're saying?
Wait, what?
listen,
What?
listen. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. Listen.
What you mean?
Listen.
So the part of exclusivity needs to be brought up by the woman, not the man.
It should absolutely because you don't want to trap no one. You don't want to like. You want to be like aggressive, especially in today's climate.
Nah,
so
I'm taking control,
if
bruh.
a woman say she want to date
No.
you, then be like, okay, like
No.
we can date exclusively if
Listen.
you feeling her.
Last week I taped a podcast with Josh and I said I did not understand why he wasn't already married. And I told the ladies to jump in his DMs. He is talking hella crazy right now.
Look,
Listen.
He is talking hella crazy.
listen. What is crazy about saying, hey, if you are spending time with a woman and she likes spending time with you, and she says she wants to date you exclusively, waiting for her to say, hey, that this is something that she wants to do.
Nah, Josh, the man
What's
to
wrong
take
with that?
control.
Okay,
bro.
okay. So now,
Like you have to set the expectations because based off
I
of
got
this,
you. I got you.
Based off of this,
I
like,
got you.
know,
I
this
got you.
topic
You
we're
ready?
Talking about, she's saying that it's not enough niggas out here to just take control.
So
You
so-
no. I got you. I got you. You ready? Proverbs 18:22.
Broke out the Bible.
He who finds a wife
Yep. But we're not talking
finds
about
what
a
is
wife.
good
But-
and receives favor
Yep.
from the Lord.
But we're not
So-
talking about a wife. Hold on.
But
hold
you
on.
gotta date her first. So you gotta
hold on,
find her. You
hold
gotta
on,
let her
hold
know
on.
that that's what you
Ebony,
want to do.
Ebony, we're not talking about a
You
wife.
gonna make me get aggressive?
No, I'm about to.
What, you haven't been?
Hold on. I'm
No,
about to cut
this
the
is not
mic.
aggressive.
Hold on, real quick. If the conversation is asking a woman to marry you, absolutely.
So
If
you don't
if
ask
it's
to
a-
be exclusive
No,
before
listen.
you ask to get married?
Hold on, listen.
You
listen.
asked to get that pussy, didn't you?
Woo!
Did
I
I?
mean,
Did I ask or did she give it to me?
You
But
should have
Josh,
asked.
though, like, you know,
Well, that's day and age.
No,
You
no,
gotta
no.
ask.
Hold on.
Otherwise, you might have another
Hold on.
problem on your hands.
Hold on. No, but listen.
But
listen.
on the last podcast, setting the tone was the topic, right?
Yep, set the
So
tone.
you gotta set the tone based off
As the
how you want
leader.
to go.
I think that y'all are stuck on me saying that I'm not gonna ask a woman to be exclusive. I think that what you're missing is that I date. So what I'm saying is like I'm gonna spend time with this woman. I'm gonna go out with this woman. I'm gonna spend money with this woman. And if she wants to be with me and she communicates that to me, I'm not gonna then and of course if I'm spending time with her, then of course I like her too, then we'll be together. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna pressure, I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna say, hey, we've been spending a lot of time together, we've been going on dates, you wanna
No,
be
less is more.
with me.
My daddy
That's
say
what I'm
stay
saying.
away from niggas
Less
like
is
you.
more.
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on. So
My
so-
daddy say if a man wants a woman,
Yep.
he'll make it known that he want to be with you and only you.
So how do you make it
One
known,
time.
right?
You just say it.
Listen. I think y'all are missing the point. How are you making it known? You're saying, hey, what are you doing Saturday? Are you free? Would you like to spend time? Would you like to go do X, Y, and Z? If I'm giving you my time, isn't that making that known?
You might not have nothing but time to give.
No, I'm a busy person. What you talking
But
about?
that's
I don't
just
got
you
free time. What you talking
assuming.
about?
So it's back to the love language thing you brought up earlier. You're assuming that the woman knows that that's how you give the thing that you value. I value my time. I'm
We would
giving you
have
my
that
time.
conversation. You know, we would have that conversation.
So she-
quality time, that's important to me. So we had that conversation. So if I'm giving like this podcast,
His
right?
DMs might be open just a little bit.
No,
he might be
listen,
redeeming
no, listen,
himself
flat
again.
out.
Sounds like you're the gatekeeper of his
Hey, yo,
DM.
hey, yo,
I am.
flat out, right. I don't do anything unless it's important to me. This podcast is important to me. I wouldn't be doing this podcast like literally no matter what happens. I'm always recording this podcast because it's important to me. I go to work because it's important to me. I call loved ones who are dear to me, and I may text back somebody that may not
That's
be
some
dear,
real
that may
shit,
not be
though.
dear
Like,
to me.
that's real.
So if I'm giving anybody my time, whether it's a interest, whether it's my homeboy, whether it's a fifth, sixth cousin, it's because I care about them.
But you
y'all
have
know-
to
y'all
explain
know
that
I
to
love
a
to
woman.
put
They-
cats-
They will
So
know
y'all
that. They will know
love to
that.
put cats on spot, right?
They will
I
know
love
that.
to do it.
Yep.
Thompson,
What up?
what would you say
I'm glad you asked.
to
Thompson.
somebody, like, you know, long time ago, whatever, however you
Long,
want to
long,
put
long,
it?
Long time ago.
How would you put it into fruition of how you want to say to somebody, hey, listen, we need to be together? How would you do that?
As Josh mentioned, like, you know, first and foremost, expressing, you know, the love language and how you express your connection to somebody, whether it be through touching, affection, buying certain gifts, or time, spending time with somebody. So in some capacity, I understand where you're coming from, and not just overextend yourself and explain to a woman, listen, I want you to be with me all the time, not verbally and directly saying that, but through means of spending time with each other and then having a conversation like, yo, we've been rocking for a minute, let's do this for real or something like that. Not outright being like, yo, I like you, I think I might love you.
But why not? But why
Because-
not?
That shit. No
That's
woman
it.
wants to hear that shit.
No woman
Nobody
wants to hear that. Think
that.
about this.
You
Think
think
about
they
this.
want to hear that? They don't want to hear that.
Can I,
Put the
can I-
poll up.
no.
Somebody put the poll. One
Okay.
of you guys put the poll up
No,
on the Instagram.
They
right
don't want to
now.
hear that. I guarantee
No,
you they
no.
don't want to hear
Women-
Hey, that's a
They
good
do not
idea.
wanna
We
hear
gonna
that.
put the poll
You
up.
do
Hey,
not
yo.
want to hear
Live
Hey, yo.
poll.
And
Hey,
they'll
yo.
say
Right
they
now.
want to, but they don't want to.
Hey yo, I gotta mute the mics a little bit because everybody been kind of talking loud.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. I'm gonna bring everybody back in one by one. Listen,
That's a great
listen. This is my opinion. And again, I'm not married, so obviously, like I can't say that I'm super looking for marriage. I would say that if I meet someone, if it like, let me back up. I want to be married, but only if it's like right. But let me say this though,
Conditional marriage
is
don't
that
last,
is that
though,
is
bruh.
that is that that whole thing sometimes like the reason why I disagree with you is that women can find men that want them, but they don't typically want the guy that's giving them that attention. That's
Yo.
typically that goes back to back to school.
Listen.
That goes back to school.
To all the ladies out here watching this podcast right now.
Yep.
I'm 40 and I'm single as fuck. Let me tell you some real good advice that my grandma told me that I didn't listen to. You better like the nigga that like you. In order to be a happy woman, you need a man who loves you more than you love him.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
that-
if
that's
you got
something
a
else, right?
dude who is like, I love you, I want to be with you, if he is 80% of what you want, bitch, you better roll with it. Because let me tell you something. That man is going to do everything in his power to make sure that you are happy. And if he is 80% of what you want, he is perfect.
And
But it
guess
took
when
you-
women find out that when they old and it's past their time, not women right
Did you
now.
just
with
call me old and past
No,
my time?
your grandma, not you. Grandma said
Hey,
that. She found
hey.
that out then after when it was too late. Women
Hey.
don't come to that realization
These-
until after their prime.
These
Not
niggas.
you.
Hold on.
Now he said I'm after
It's
my
real.
prime.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
telling
I'm
you.
muting. I'm muting
Not
everybody.
you.
I'm muting.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. I'm muting everybody. Hold on, real quick. Everybody's muted real quick because we got excited. I'm gonna bring everybody back in one by one. So before I'm gonna bring Thompson in first. He didn't call you old. All right. He didn't call you old.
I did not.
He just said that women seem to find out later. But let's rewind. I mean, you made a really great point. But the thing is, I think what Thompson is saying is that it takes women a while to understand that. Hold on. I'm gonna bring you in. Because I don't want you to talk. I want everybody to hear you. It takes women a while to understand that. And when that happens, sometimes brothers they done moved on. Now I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna bring Thompson and Ebony back in, and hopefully the sound isn't too distorted because we got excited. But I'm gonna bring y'all two back in. All right, go ahead.
So I think women mature at different levels. So my friends who are happily married and got married young and have been married for quite a good bit of time, they are women who came to this conclusion much sooner. It's a maturity thing. Some women know it really early. Some women know it about midways through.
And some
women
find out
catch
when they
it-
50.
Some women catch it later on. Thompson,
Majority find out when they 50.